All right, live. Ian's going to be joining me shortly. I just got him the link, got it to him a little bit late. Gonna do a little political science theater 3000 of Trump's State of the Union address that's about to happen. And Trump's about to come in. But before I go over to the video, I want to quickly say what to expect and something that you guys can check out on X while you're listening if you want. This is going to be watched by a global audience because of the breakneck speed of all of the activity that's been going on throughout the first 6 weeks of Trump's presidency and the global nature with the Ukraine and Israel things that his admin has been doing, and knowing that there's going to be a global audience, and Trump being the showman that he is definitely likely to make the most of it, I would say. Also, so are progressives who know that the attention that the speech will be giving. So they're going to be doing a number of demonstrations. Maybe we'll get AOC holding up an empty egg carton, maybe some noisemakers, maybe some walkouts, maybe that Jasmine Democrat, whatever her name is, will shout something, whatever. There'll definitely be the classic silent demonstration of wearing the same specific color, which is usually, ironically, white for some of these congressmen and women. And, of course, they'll be doing some of the no applause stuff and the grimacing faces. And I've also asked Grok and ChatGPT to predict word for word what Trump's speech will be, which I've posted the answers they gave on my X page at Freedom Act Radio, if you want to check that out. And I asked Grok to predict what Trump's off-script remarks will be when there are interruptions from demonstrators, and just what his off-script remarks will be in general. So you can follow along with those on my X profile at Freedom Act Radio. I will now put the CNN feed of the State of the Union on. Let me get that here. Hold on one second. Where in the world? There we go. There we go. All right, let me get that up on screen for you all. And here we go. State of the Union 2025.
5% of Americans say that it's going in the wrong direction. 39% say the right direction, but that's not.
Okay, I'm going to mute that until we actually see Trump coming in. Because as we know, Trump likes to make his audiences wait a little while. As someone who's been to a handful of his speeches last year, dude definitely likes to start 45 minutes late to build up the anticipation, knowing Vladimir Zelensky is somewhere watching, waiting, just as Bibi Netanyahu is as well. What do you think those two are thinking about as the speech, the tension builds up for the speech? Vladimir Zelensky especially. Bibi Netanyahu is probably... He's probably chilling out with his legs kicked back on a chair outside of a pool in Trump Gaza. I don't know for sure. Let's see here.
Obviously, that's not in here yet. Prices are up. I should
talking about the prices that are up.
Actually, one thing is
I haven't actually read the full prediction of what ChatGPT and Grok said when I asked it to predict the speech and the off-cuff remarks. Wouldn't that be extraordinary if the accuracy of either one of those is high? Which would either indicate that it knew what the script was beforehand, because it's oftentimes these scripts are leaked. But if the off-the-cuff remarks, so-called, it's accurate, then they're not exactly off-the-cuff, or maybe perhaps it's just mastered human linguistics, but I doubt they will be accurate. It was interesting. Neither one of them, at first, neither one of them would give me the full prediction. I was just like, just give me a prediction. You don't have to be 100% right about it. Like, why do you have to plead with these systems to just answer questions sometimes? That they'll answer. Is it like a time-wasting thing? Or perhaps it's also a way to train their models on how humans plead. Just do it for me. Nancy Pelosi wearing bright pink next to her. Is that her husband? Covering that big rack up, Nancy Pelosi is. I don't know why she would do such a thing. So pink seems to be the color. pink is the protest color.
Lady in the cabinet.
Yeah, the way when Donald Trump enters, it will be very interesting to see.
Reminiscent of the pink pussy hats
Remember, oftentimes members sit along
from
the
2016.
aisle. They wait for sometimes hours near the aisle in order to greet the president, make their own points as he enters the chamber here. You see.
There's got to be some sort of big dramatic thing that happens because Trump was teasing this and they don't ever do anything that's not big and dramatic. So there's Melania coming in the house, always looking beautiful.
Alongside her special guest, she's been talking about someone there who had suffered from revenge porn, an issue she is taking on. Also, Elon Musk going to be in the box with the First Lady.
Elon Musk going to be in the
There's
box
the
with the First
applause
Lady. That's quite
For
a
her,
turn of phrase.
after she comes in, is taking the Vice President J.D. Vance.
Is my audio okay in the chats, guys?
We're going to see the cabinet announced and come in.
Check.
Veterans
Yeah,
Affairs
seems
Secretary
good.
Doug Collins will be the one who is not there because of being the designated survivor. So, because Alyssa, you have been through this before and been there with them, so there she is.
There he
And
is.
Here I
Who's
am.
going to be in the box with her?
What's going on here?
She's
They
with,
started without me?
It started without you, and
Jeez, come on.
I pleaded with them. They said twice in a row. They said Elon Musk is going to be in the box with the First Lady Melania.
They didn't say unelected Elon Musk?
They didn't say that, but
Well,
I
he's
think it's,
unelected. I don't know if you heard that or not, Brad.
I've heard that quite a bit.
Okay.
Kind of an innuendo there in the box with Melania, with all the
Oh, yeah.
pregnant women running around there. Yeah, I don't know if we want Elon Musk in Melania's box. Thank you, Corey. All right, I think Trump's coming out now.
He's been doing them at a fast pace. He may be kind of holding his cards
I'm
close.
here.
And we'll see what they do. And Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, who was in that Zelensky meeting,
What?
sitting on the couch next to J.D. Vance.
Reginald?
He was the first one. Now you can see the Treasury Secretary right behind him, Scott Bessent,
Wait
as
a
the
minute.
cabinet's coming out, Scott.
The thing in the excerpt.
It's not Trump yet. Wait. Ian, so I think I lost. Ian, is Reginald at your house?
I'm having all kinds of computer issues today.
I hear you.
Reginald's a hacker now. You know that. Did he
I
tell you
haven't
that
heard.
last time
I heard
he was on? I
He
saw the
hacked
show
me.
the next day, and he's a white hat hacker, apparently.
he's been breaking into the stream routinely.
Well, I just was surprised he said he was a white hat hacker. I figured
Instead
that
of,
would term would be
hacker of color. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's Pete Hegseth.
Pete Hegseth. Fuck, come on, how many
Re-
how much-
ready-
how many
ready
shots
to-
you gonna take tonight, Pete?
Yeah, ready to get hammered and
I
plow
hope he
his
punches
mistress.
someone tonight.
Nancy Pelosi, he might fight her, but Pelosi
Yeah.
could win that battle.
I think Pete's the kind of guy. He'll just give you a straight right and surprise you. That's the most effective punch in any kind of altercation. Just a boom. No one expects that, Brad. Just
You know,
a
it's-
tip.
Some people say that the best way to fight out, not me,
No, the best way to fight is to walk away peacefully.
well, I heard from Reginald that the best way is to try and blow the attacker.
Yeah, you get down on your knees and go, "Watch out! Here
Right.
you
and they-
come."
and they run. They
Yeah.
get out of there. Yeah. yeah. Is that Georgia Governor Brian Kemp I just saw there?
Oh,
I love the what is it, where they mimic the voices after these things.
was
Was
cape?
that'd
kind of a
be
cape?
great if she flew away.
I wanna men. I wish men's fashion would start including capes.
Bringing
again.
capes, yeah. I feel very powerful.
Men used to wear capes, Brad.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if you look at pictures of 1700s and whatnot,
Everybody had a
men
cape
used to
and a
wear cape.
big
The
gray
Romans,
wig.
Roman soldiers wore capes.
It would seem a way to easily get yourself pulled down, like a long ponytail in the NFL.
Nah, people are intimidated by a good cape. They look at that cape and they go, "I don't want to."
I don't want to get near that swastika cape.
I'm outclassed.
What is it? What are those videos they do, that YouTube channel that they it's like the real conversations going on, and they mimic all what they think
Oh, what's it
everybody's
called again?
saying. I can't remember what it's called, but it's always funny when they do the State of the Union. Melania is always beautiful. She is a trendsetter when it comes to fashion. As someone who knows nothing about fashion, even I can recognize that. How short is Mike Johnson? Tim Scott's the black guy.
For them as well. The guy's been in office for just a little over 40 days, and the amount of anger with the previous administration
This is CNN's one Republican representative.
Political leash that maybe you're willing to give him.
Alyssa, I want to
No,
go back to Jake.
I concede that he has some lead.
Elon
Sorry,
is
Brad. I
sitting
realized I
above
needed
them,
some
and
water,
Elizabeth above them.
so I went and
There's
filled
them
up
and
one
then
of our
above.
official
Right,
propaganda
so
report
sitting above and
That's true.
water bottles.
Yep. Yeah, the clear, no branding whatsoever, just a clear plastic
So you can
bottle.
see right. You can see right
You
through.
see right through. It's transparent, and it will not leave any plastics
No
in your
fluoride.
testicles, nor will it lead fluoride. We are fluoride free at the Propaganda Report, and we will not push a vaccine, whether it's measles or COVID, onto you. Which I think I saw RFK Jr. giving a few measles
That's a winning
vaccines
message,
out.
But the constant errors that we've
On the
been
way.
seeing, the announcements of what has been cut
Well, and the
then coming back.
chainsaw.
It was a lot.
Oh,
I
the
mean, you know, let me say, if I were Democrats, I would never be opposed to, cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, making government.
see the
more
chain- the
efficient,
propaganda
and how
report
we can make
chainsaw?
government more,
I love it.
Responsive, and I think they make a mistake by being resistant to the notion of making government more efficient. But
Yes,
what
David.
Musk is doing seems much more indiscriminate. and
This
I
is,
think
This is
it's
the
Axelrod.
stupidest. This is the
Yeah.
stupidest
And guess
talking
what?
point.
Republicans
Musk
love
is
it.
just
And I will
indiscriminate.
say, I think that
You know, this should be a scalpel.
All those poor January 6 lawyers, those federal lawyers who are out of a job now and
Yeah.
standing the food lines, we must raise money for them.
CNN never covered any of the restaurants I worked at that closed.
They should cover that. Yeah, all right. Those weren't federally funded though by the USAID.
No one blamed anybody for that other than just bad luck.
I was telling Jake and Zach last night that it would be a funny sketch to have the fired USAID employees interviewing for new jobs, and it's like, what'd you do in your last job? And it's like, well, I assassinated 400 people and injected Guatemalan children with syphilis. Okay, I don't think you can work at the Home Depot.
I think we should just have them fill all the jobs that the illegal immigrants aren't filling anymore.
So they go stand outside Home Depot.
Who's gonna cook my dinner? One of these old
did-
bureaucrats.
Did
Who's-
your cook get deported?
Yeah, my
job
cook
creation in
got
the last 3 years
my
of
cook got
Obama, the
deported.
first 3
My landscaper got deported.
Yard's just
a
wreck.
You know, Brad, I have used Home Depot's finest labor in the past. I've run up there with my pickup truck and been like, tools. You know how to be a
Do you know how to use these things?
Floor-
I don't know how to
flooring?
use. Yeah, they do
yeah,
good work.
and they go, see, and they do great work.
Right.
But the reality is most
Really destroyed the
Americans relate to
economy
their
there too,
person,
because you
someone
could
that's
buy
really
tools
being
at Home
laid off.
Depot, so it
Most
probably
people
hurt
do
Home
not get this
Depot.
idea that
You could
federal
buy
workers are
people,
so
too.
hard to
Your
fire.
cook,
And
Nate's
that's
cook
the way
drowned.
bringing
Must have
them
been
like their martyrs.
in
Most
a
people
lake
have
near
lost jobs. Most people have experienced layoffs.
Did he-
Obama's
did he used to
property.
date Obama?
All right,
Yeah,
well, we're
probably.
getting ready here. Cabinet is there, and soon we'll have the president presented to.
Funny how
Senate
that nobody really
representatives.
investigated. Release those files.
running a
Those
little bit
files
behind here, but we're
released. The
getting-
Obama cook.
Indeed, and John King,
Jake Tapper here on Dean. I'm full of it.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I don't even want to. I think, and maybe this is the. I've got file fatigue. I'm done.
Lisa. Well, the files. The whole thing about the files is ridiculous because the files that they've released have been online for a
Show
very
me
long
the
time.
fucking alien body. Show me the spaceship that Bob Lazar is always talking about. That's all I want to know.
They keep teasing that out too.
I know. Show me the fucking spaceship.
They're gonna have to throw somebody under the bus though. I'll probably do another show tomorrow about the Epstein stuff because somebody actually ripped off some of the stuff I was saying. It's a big account that which I wouldn't have cared about if they would have given me a little credit for it. It's just
We'll
that-
go after him, man. When we get bigger, we'll take them out. Who are they? What's their name? Do you want to tell me later?
Ian
in
Carroll
secret?
is their name.
Ian Carroll.
Yes.
Oh,
Ian
he's
Carroll.
the guy that you think is kind of a psyop. I have a
Yes,
friend that
I've
keeps
thought that
sharing
for
his
quite
stuff with
right.
me.
Well, some of the stuff he shared recently was like verbatim, and he used the same phraseology that I use in his videos, because he was making these posts that were just he was missing the point, and I got kicked off the radio for exposing Jeffrey Epstein stuff when it was not mainstream to do so, and I have one of the oldest videos on Jeffrey Epstein on YouTube that's still there from 2015. So, and I talked to the lawyer, the victim. I've done more research on this stuff than most people, and read I feel like 1,000 pages of documents and stuff. And so I was pointing out what the actual thing was, and countered what he was saying, and then he just kind of changed what he was saying and started saying what I was saying in his videos. Sometimes I'm not quick to say people steal material because people can have similar ideas, but when you use the exact same phraseology as me, then I get a little suspicious.
Yeah, and there's ways, I'm sure, for him to easily search out smaller channels' content now using AI.
And to try to destroy the political. So I look at this
Right.
two ways today. What is Donald Trump trying to accomplish?
You know what I
And
just had
how does
AI
those
do today,
Republicans
Brad?
Right there, who have the tiniest majority, how they process what he's
What?
doing.
I had it update my resume, and
Really?
it did it.
Your acting resume?
No, fuck that. I mean, the one that makes me the one that makes me money.
Okay.
The other resume, fucking acting resume.
Was it good? Was it helpful?
It was very helpful.
Did you have to feed your old?
I- all I did was upload my resume.
Oh,
and
okay, so
say,
you uploaded it, didn't
Hey,
scour the internet.
I'm applying for this job. Here's the thing, blah blah.
Well,
And its suggestions were right on.
interesting.
It saved me so much time, Brad.
There are good uses if you ask the right questions. I told listeners of the show that what I did before, and I posted this to, Trump's entering. I posted it online. So I asked ChatGPT and Grok to predict word for word what his speech will be and what his off-scripted remarks and responses to hecklers would be to see how accurate it is. All right, here he is coming in. Look at Melania's face. She looks like terrified. You seen those memes of Vance where he's the purple girl from Willy Wonka? They keep making him fatter and fatter, and it's just
Veruca. That's not Veruca.
it does start with a V. I can't remember.
Violet. Violet, you're turning violet.
That's right.
Yeah. She's eating the gum. That's her thing.
This must be just really a blow session right here. These people trying to.
Hey, Mr. President.
Lauren Boebert posted a video, excited. She was wearing all red, bright red lipstick. I hope she's sitting next to Kid Rock in the event.
Is this guy up front, is he like is he Secret Service or?
Oh, the little. Which guy? Oh, this. I don't see him. The guy behind him?
This guy right up front. What are they doing? What are these guys doing running the gauntlet? They're holding the gauntlet open, I guess.
I'm sure. Oh, that guy with his eyes all serious.
Yeah.
I hope he's a little
Gotta keep all
chubby
these-
to be Secret Service.
gotta
There.
keep
Maybe-
all-
he's
all
donut
these
service.
They keep Congress away from Trump and he's swarming.
Yeah, he's the Big Mac
There's
guy.
Nancy Mace.
Nancy, I can't stand Nancy Mace. She uses issues that
Nancy Mace.
is crazy.
Yeah, she'd be
She's the Davy
very
Crockett of the
very
ladies.
stressful to be in a relationship with Nancy Mace.
She will accuse
Very
you of rape,
stressful.
is what she'll do, and then she'll go and she'll say that you raped her, and she'll do it in the only forum she can do that without facing consequences herself, which is during legislative time in Congress, which protects anything they say from
Yeah.
criminal or civil prosecution because of the speech and debate clause. She is very, very shady, and she makes it harder for actual victims to get attention. I did a whole thing on her speech, which was the craziest thing I'd ever seen that she did about 3 weeks ago. I don't even disagree with her policy positions, but I don't know that you should be the Davy Crockett of the women's bathroom if every time you talk about it, the thing you're featuring the most is your breast, like you're an Instagram model saying, look at my new book I read, which is in the background, while your cleavage is at the forefront of the camera.
She should post some pics of her using the ladies' bathroom if she really believes in this.
Greeting Supreme Court justices.
Yeah.
Two of whom-
I've never thought I'd
I
say
think,
to myself,
I think dating Nancy Mace will you'll get lots of glares when she's angry,
contentious,
and if she gets angry at you in public, oh, dude,
I mean, the guy she accused of rape is literally her ex-fiance. It says he says he's been raping people for years, for 20 years, and filming them. No evidence, and the fact the state attorney general of South Carolina has been no charge brought, and she smeared the attorney general of South Carolina, saying he's covering it up when he is actually going to be running against her for governor of South Carolina.
two things you can count on. You could probably count on dating Nancy Mace.
Yeah?
One,
They just keep
every road trip you're going to get into an argument. She's going to ask you, as soon as you get trapped, she's going to ask you questions. Two, she's also going to ask you questions, really important questions, right as you're trying to fall asleep.
Right.
That's my favorite
Right.
one.
Yeah. And then
I'm
she'll
trying to fall asleep, and you want to ask me what's wrong.
Right. And the only thing keeping you there will be those breasts. That will be your kryptonite.
And you're like, oh, what's wrong? I'm trying to fall asleep.
She's like, oh, look at my boobs. Now let me
yeah.
you do an inquisition. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear the video of? Well, I guess we'll wait till Trump's speaking to determine
He's
that.
giving Vice President
Should have a
and the
DJ
Speaker
for these
copies
things.
of
Kid
the
Rock.
address, the joint address to Congress, not an official citizen address, but basically the same thing.
It's Congress.
He's got his shirt open.
Joint session.
You know, Windmaker blowing his hair
Yeah.
back. But there's Mace. Look at Mace. She looks like a prostitute. I'm gonna be honest with you. She's hot. Like,
You can tell which ones are Democrats because they're not standing.
the color that the
Did you hear
Democrats
that?
are wearing
Did you
is
hear that?
pink. Yeah, yeah.
To the president,
See all the
Which-
pink in the crowd? There's the
Well, you can
Democrats,
You can
the
also tell
protest
which
color.
ones are Democrats because they're little
Republicans, the
pussies.
president,
They're all wearing
right
pink.
behind
Yeah,
the
that-
joint
but they-
chiefs and the Supreme Court justices are Democrats. So keep that
There's
in
Mike
mind
Johnson
as you
standing at
see
4'2".
He plays as he delivers
There's
his
Nancy
address.
Mace
That's
and her
Jake
future.
Tapper.
And worth,
Yeah, Jake
worth
Tapper.
noting that
Voice of
traditionally,
Jake Tapper.
the Joint Chiefs and Supreme Court justices, of course, refrain from reaction basically entirely. It's not always been true, but that's largely the norm.
Indeed. Let's listen in.
Oh, great. Ben Shapiro. We really need that. Did he invite Ben Shapiro? I hope not.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
of course he
Thank
did.
you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson,
Let me get the Twitter
Vice President
transcript up.
Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Yeah.
Hubba hubba.
Take it off. Woo! Melania seems like class act to me, dude.
She does, man.
Like she wouldn't put up
She
with
seems
nothing.
like she's actually too good for Trump. Like Trump got lucky.
I kind of agree with you there, dude. She should be with, I think she should be with you.
She should be with me or The Rock.
Yes. The Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America
I
is
can't
back.
ever listen to him without seeing Josh.
Yeah, me either. I sent Josh a link if he wanted to join in. Let's see how. So Chat
I'm
GPT is already way off.
I'm at the point with, all right, guys, it's business time. Like, let's.
6 weeks ago,
We
I
don't need
stood
any more
beneath
USA.
PR
the
stunt
dome of
stuff.
this
Yeah,
Capitol
Yeah.
and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
Nancy Mace has already posted a video of her greeting Trump with a kiss on her page. It's
Yeah.
so obnoxious. I can't stand her.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American
swagger
dream is
back.
surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it.
Really good.
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
There's the applause. We're going to see a lot of these interruptions here.
Standing O for the Electoral College, everyone.
I'm ready for the interruptions.
Yeah.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won
There's
counties
an
in our
interruption.
country.
Right on cue. That's a pretty good prediction by me there. I want to see a fight break out.
Yes, fuck yeah, man. Fucking get it
Was
going.
he holding a stick? They had to
Oh
drag
my
somebody
God.
out of
Yeah,
the libertarian
please.
speech that I went to, that he spoke at. So I would love to see something like that happen.
Look at these fucking
Was somebody
losers.
holding like a stick and pointing it at him there? Did I miss that?
1 counties in our country, 2,700
Is their
to
goal
525.
to shout over his
On a
speech
map
the whole
that
time?
reads almost
Yeah.
completely
Is that what they're gonna
red
do?
For Republican.
They have a number of strategies I think they're going to deploy.
Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country
someone
is
get
headed
into
in the
a
right
fight. Oh.
direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
JD Vance looks like he's going to go out in the crowd and start beating the shit out of people.
Yeah. Nate says that Trump
Homan.
should be with Jocelyn. I agree.
Likewise,
Oh,
small
yeah.
business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
She said, "Oh, uh-oh."
Oh, they're going to all get escorted out.
Members
That's
are
what they want to
engaging in
do.
willful and continuing breach of decorum.
Yep.
They're gonna
The
all
chair
march
is
out.
prepared to direct the sergeant at arms to restore order.
If
to
they're
the joint
smart,
session.
they'll let themselves be dragged out. That's
Please.
the activism tactic.
I want to see it because all it's going to do is make me fucking happy. I'm sorry. I'm for it. Drag them out one by one.
Then the media tomorrow will be saying the brutality of the Trump
Yeah.
administration.
I know. I want to see all the headlines. I'm sorry. This is my weak point, Brad. I'm willing to admit it. This is where I get weak.
Mr.
Drag those
Green, take your seat.
motherfuckers out.
Take your seat, sir. Take your seat.
Take your seat, commie. Get the fuck out.
Finding that members continue to
If they were
engage in
smart.
willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore
There it
order.
is. If they're
Yeah,
smart,
mace them.
if they're smart, they'll have Nancy Pelosi's husband Paul hit
Shock
with a
'em.
hammer and drug out. Is what they would do.
Oh, bye. Bye, you hero.
Drag him out in the wheelchairs.
Bye.
Is it?
Oh, bye,
so it's a black
hero.
guy. They're taking a black guy. So that's their strategy. Let's get them to take a black guy out first.
Yep. Bye, hero. Yes.
Are they singing?
Yes, they
Don't
are
s-
chanting.
Don't sing. Don't sing. Don't gloat.
Throw your shoe at him. Someone throw a shoe at him. God.
Now who's next? There's
I wanna
Members
see
are
this devolve
directed
into
to
chaos.
Uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank
I
you.
want good TV, Brad.
That's what
Over
this
the
is.
past
I
6
want good
weeks,
TV.
I have signed nearly 100 executive orders.
They have to top the
and taken more
Zelensky
than
thing.
400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Just see how quickly the headlines get up there.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many.
That's good.
By many. I love it. How many is many?
It's hilarious. It's an unmeasurable
Like
thing.
a few is three.
Right.
And what makes it even more impressive
bunch.
is that,
That's like 8.
do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that?
I love it, dude.
That's
You
so
know he's
good.
fucking
That's
kidding.
list.
You
I
know he's
know.
trolling.
But we'll take
It's
I
so
love it.
funny. It's
Within
funny.
hours of taking the oath of office,
My favorite
I declared
thing-
a national
JC.
emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S.
my favorite thing is
military and
when
Border Patrol to
everything that
repel
comes out of his mouth
the
is a lie.
invasion of our
Yeah.
country.
He just said he was going to be just like George
And what a
Washington.
job they've
Yeah, but I
done.
thought you said everything that comes
As
out
a
of his mouth is a
result,
lie.
illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
The border crime. That is true. He actually has not deported as many as Biden did on average, like well below Biden's monthly average, but the border crossing number has dropped significantly.
Yeah.
They heard my words and they chose not to come.
ICE agent
Much
sex doll,
easier
I guess.
that way.
Apparently the cartels are all
In
shitting their pants
comparison,
right
under
now, too.
Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
The guy they drug out is Al Green. He's a 78-year-old or 77-year-old congressman.
They should.
He is
So
a member.
Democrats
Al
sitting
Green is a
before
member
me,
of a Divine Nine
For
fraternity.
just this one night, why not join us in
Black
celebrating
Illuminati.
so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
There's Pelosi.
Again.
I was say it's interesting. Al Green, like member of the Divine Nine Black Illuminati, is the person who they had be the sacrificial lamb to be drug out.
Yeah.
Every
I
day
love
my
that they.
administration is
Oh
fighting
my God!
to
You see what
deliver
those little
the
paddles are that they're holding?
change
One side says
America
Musk
needs
steals,
to
the other side says
bring a
false.
future
So I guess every time he
that
lies,
America
they're going to hold up a
deserves.
paddle that says
We're
false.
doing it.
Yeah, that's great.
This is a
fucking
time
dorks.
for big dreams and
This
bold
is why-
action.
That's why you guys
Upon
are
taking
losers.
office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal
dorks.
hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
Zelensky's watching right now, eating popcorn next to
I
Netanyahu.
terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt
Oh, yeah. Just put a
World
camera on
Health
these guys the
Organization.
whole time. I just want to watch the Democrats' face the whole time.
See the
And I
reactions.
also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's
I think that's
insane
the gamble he's making.
electric vehicle mandate,
Is that
saving
energy
our
costs
auto
go down
workers
and
and
offsets
companies
the,
from
tariffs.
economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations
I
must
love
be
that.
eliminated.
That's great.
Just like I did in my very successful
What was it?
first day.
So his thing is, anytime you want to impose a new regulation, we must find 10 and get rid of them. I love it.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
He might as well have beaten them in the streets. How dare he tell them to show up at an office?
Marjorie Taylor Greene wearing a hat, MAGA hat.
Yeah. He's awesome. He is awesome.
We've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Every one of you going to jail. Jail for you. Jail. Jail.
I'm authorizing a roundup of every Democrat in pink here in this hall.
Stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
He just does this shit to piss them off.
Well, also to give people something to celebrate. You got to balance the wins with the stuff people don't like internationally.
The whole Gulf of America
Gulf
thing
of
is
Mexico,
just a
the
shot
Gulf
across
of
the bow.
America.
For renaming,
Good timing. It's also for negotiation purposes in the future if there's ever a fight over who owns it. Because
And likewise,
Yeah.
I
Mexico doesn't own it.
renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
Yeah.
I don't think I was familiar with that one.
Beautiful Alaska.
Yeah, I
love
can't
it.
remember what they call
These
it.
are all rebranding.
We've
things
ended
this
the
state.
tyranny of so-called
It's just what the left's been doing.
diversity,
It's just
equity,
bringing it
and
back to 'em.
inclusion policies all across the entire
One of my
federal
friends,
government
every time he
and
calls it the
indeed
Gulf
the
of
private
Mexico, I tell him to
sector
stop
and
dead
our
naming the
military.
Gulf of America.
That's hilarious.
And our country
Look at
will
her.
be woke no longer.
So he's hitting these cultural wins to give the
Denali,
celebratory
thanks, Zach.
points.
We believe
called
that
Denali,
whether
Brad.
you are a doctor,
excuse
an
me.
accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be
A
hired
blind
and
air traffic
promoted
controller.
based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important.
There's a Bobert waiting to meet up with Chris Rock, Kid Rock, not Chris Rock, maybe both, Kid
You
and
should
Chris.
be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Cut to the transgender member of Congress.
Someone's got a big eraser on her face.
This is an attack on their existence.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Cut to the swimmer standing next to Ben Shapiro. Let's see if that happens.
That's
there it is. Where is she? They're looking
Riley,
for her.
Riley
there
Gaines.
she is. I
Where
knew
she's
it.
Riley?
I knew
There
it.
he is.
I knew they'd go to Riley.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury.
She got fat.
Partially paralyzing her right side.
Oh, jeez.
And ending
Seriously?
her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it.
That's insane.
Peyton
an
is here
interesting way to
tonight
say that.
in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
All right, so she's not paralyzed now, so.
No, she took that
that's her
shot
right
she's
side.
never seen before, then apparently gained 30 pounds by the look of her, not to be insensitive.
No,
You're insensitive, Brad. We're watching
She was unable
TV.
to play anymore, and so she put on a little bit of weight.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and
In the
field,
Olympics.
swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours.
He's just really-
It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our
domination
country. We're
right
not
there.
going to put up with it any longer.
Yeah, not hearing a peep out of the Democrats right now.
Well, he's really highlighting those really divisive cultural points here early on. There's Pelosi.
Yeah.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world.
That's true.
Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen.
We're not going back.
Yeah, he's picking up the slogan of the.
Among my very
Well, he didn't
highest
start fake news. That was
priorities is
Obama's
to
thing.
rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare.
Oh, here come the egg cartons in a
Their
minute.
policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
Cut to the egg cartons. Where's AOC?
Make America affordable again.
Protest right here. Demonstration. Another shoutdown coming soon, I bet.
Joe
Oh,
Biden
come
especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
Here we go. He brings
The
it up.
price is out of control.
This is like.
And we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous
Trump wants
administration.
them to shout
Do
him
a good
down. He's
job.
egging them on.
Yeah, he is.
Because it makes for better TV.
Yeah. They're walking out.
Resist. They're
Oh,
walking out with their
God,
resist
what
shirts.
a bunch of fucking
A
dorks.
major focus of our fight
doesn't
to defeat
work
inflation
anymore.
is rapidly
It's
reducing
over.
the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%. Slowed
Yeah, I
pipeline
had a
construction
liberal
to a
friend
halt,
finally
and
have
closed
enough
more than
and leave
100
a
power
thread.
plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
Couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, was it with you because of your extremism?
And frankly, we have never seen anything
Yeah.
like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared
When I
a
said to
national
him,
energy
just think, there's only
emergency.
47 more months of this.
As you've heard me say many times, we have more
You
liquid
radicalized them.
gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled.
Cut to a
go
bunch
and
of
get it.
19-year-olds.
It's called
Elon.
Drill, Baby, Drill.
And when he gets to the Ukraine-Israel stuff, I hope he shows the Trump Gaza video on screen. That would really it'd be ridiculously hilarious. I don't know why it's doing that. No. There it is. That's
come
not-
on.
Come on. Come on, CIA. That is not good at all. I would use the YouTube stream, but it's even worse than this.
It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
Let's get him.
Yeah, I would like to see him recognize big balls too, Zach.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. All right.
He's got big balls. He's got big balls.
Let's try this one more time and I'll find another stream if I got to. No, my ad blocker. Sorry, guys.
It's called
okay.
Drill, Baby,
Maybe
Drill.
they took it down. All right, let's see if I can find another stream.
Wait, hang on. Wait, this looks like we're good, I think. Yep.
My administration is
Yeah,
also
okay.
working on a gigantic naturals from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is.
It cuts to Elon Musk.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Okay,
He's
sit
working
down, sit
very
down.
hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody
that's-
here,
that's-
even
that's
this
gentle.
side, appreciates it, I believe.
He's got that. So there's this. So right there, he's
They
doing that
just
thing
don't want to admit that.
with his hands.
Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary
We
migrants.
just saw this.
Nobody
Is
knows
this the
what
same
that
thing?
is.
Yeah, it just looped again.
$8 million to promote.
Here, we'll go to this.
Yeah,
thread.
it looped again. That was weird.
Recently
So
created
weird.
Decarbonization of Homes
There we
Committee,
go.
There we go.
headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard?
There we go. I've been uncovering Stacey
A
Abrams fraud.
$3.5 million
since
consulting
2017.
contract for
BBW.
lavish fish monitoring.
She's got like a dozen
$1.5
shell
million
organizations
for
she started.
voter confidence.
Oh, they
in
opened up an
Liberia.
investigation, right?
They're trying
$14
to
million
enjoy it.
for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York
Family
City.
have been con artists for. They were
He's a real estate
Black
developer. He's done
Panthers.
very
They're
well.
a group associated with Black Panthers. An offshoot.
$250,000 to
She grew up
increase
in
vegan
Jesse
local
Smollett's
climate
circle.
action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving
They're gonna
public
get mad at
procurement
him
in
for not
Serbia.
pronouncing Ugandan correctly.
$47 million
Racist.
for improving learning outcomes in Asia.
Learning.
Asia's doing very well with learning. We know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid. Wow. Nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so
Wow.
bad. Many more have been found out and
Tell us.
exposed and
Yeah,
swiftly
come on,
terminated by a group
spill.
of very intelligent, mostly
You got a
young
dish,
people,
Donald.
headed up by Elon, and we appreciate
Elon,
it.
this
We
hand
found
gesture.
hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
What, this is not Illuminati symbolism. We're going to use the money to pay for the paternity for all of Elon's 4,000 children.
He was like, Elon, you got to wear a suit tonight. Come on.
Take the hat off, Elon.
Take your hat off, wear a suit.
And we've
Stay a
taken
while.
Don't
back
touch
the money
Melania.
and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other
No,
things.
my dad's the
Taking
kind of
back a
guy
lot
that if
of
you wear
that
that hat
money. We
indoors,
got it
he's
just
going
in
to tell
time.
you to take it off.
This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability
another one.
Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to.
You got to stop it.
We're also confidence and
Goodness.
Social Security program for our seniors. And
That wasn't
our
me. That was
seniors
an MSNBC feed.
and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It
Did
lists
you say balls? They should-
3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5
That's the
million
adrenochrome
people
crowd.
from ages
These are all the people who
100
take
Yeah.
adrenochrome.
to 149.
There was a counter
And
argument to
money
this.
is
I don't
being
remember
paid
exactly
to
what it
many of
was.
them, and we're searching right now.
Not that they're old,
In
but
fact,
that they were
Pam, good luck.
presenting the information.
Good luck.
They were
You're
interpreting it
gonna
in a way
find
that wasn't supposed
that
to
a
be.
lot of
I
money
don't
is
remember
paid out
exactly.
to people
Yeah,
how
I
it
kind of.
because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does, and it really hurts.
I'm suspicious
Social Security,
when I
it hurts our
constantly
country.
hear.
1.3 million
well, no, it's
people
really
from
more
ages
complicated than that.
150 to 150.
I go, well, then why didn't they fix it? It seems like it'd be very easy for them to not list
130,000
someone
people,
as 150 years
according
old when
to
they're not.
the
Well, it was,
Social
I
Security
don't know the
databases
truth of it,
are
but what I
aged
saw, it
over
made sense when you looked at
160
it.
years old.
But I can't,
We have a healthier
I can't
country
recall
than
the
I thought,
details,
Bobby.
so it's probably not even good to bring it up. But it was simplified in a way that skewed it a little. But the overarching point of it is not wrong, in my opinion.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220
Zach said there was
and
something about
229.
programming error, but I
One
think they
person between
said
the
it
age
maxed
of
out at
240
120
and
or something.
249, and one person is listed at 360
Yes, it was something to do with programming.
years of
Zach.
age.
That's where I remember.
More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country.
So the problem was a programming error, and it wasn't actually. I don't know.
But we're
Well,
going to find out where
either
that
way.
money's going. And it's not going to be
I don't
pretty.
know.
By
Seems
slashing all of the fraud,
it's not a
waste,
good
and
look.
theft we can find, we will defeat inflation,
yeah.
bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money.
He should pull out
in the
an egg and
pockets
throw
of
it.
It's hard for the
American
liberal
families.
The liberal argument is always that we want government in every area of your life, but you want it running like a Swiss clock so you never notice it. That's what
They seem to
liberals-
be advocating for a lack of transparency and unlimited power behind the scenes right
That's
now.
what they and that's
today
what they
interest
want.
rates took a beautiful drop.
You know,
big,
I
beautiful
remember
drop.
when
It's about
Biden
time.
got elected again. Most
And
of
in
my
the
liberal friends
near future, I
said they
want
were
to do
relieved
what
that
has
they didn't
not
have to
been
pay
done
attention to
in
politics
24
anymore.
years. Balance the federal budget. We're
Well,
gonna
that's
balance it.
politics is in every single corner of our lives and will be as long as we have screens in front of us. I want to see somebody else get thrown out. Let's see something dramatic. Come on. Give me something.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon.
This is hilarious.
For
I
$5
love that
million,
humans get up and clap.
we will allow
Get up
the
and
most
clap.
successful
Who started
job
this? Who
creating
started?
people
Who was
from
like?
all over the world
what's,
to buy
what's
a
soc-
path to
what-
U.S. citizenship. It's
Society,
like
what
the green
civilization
card,
was
but
like? Guys, this is what we're gonna do.
better,
We're gonna stand
more
up and
sophisticated.
Caveman.
smack our hands
They
together.
started it.
And these
Yeah,
people
they used to
will
smack
have
their
to pay
wives
tax
together.
in our country. They won't have to
with
pay
that.
tax from where they came.
So
The money
this is a
that they
program that
paid,
already
they wouldn't wanna
exists.
do that, but they have to pay tax.
They don't need
create
to tell you that.
jobs.
He
They'll
expanded
also
the
be
size
taking
of this.
people out of colleges and
It was
paying
what
for
used to be
them
1
so
million,
that
I
we can
believe.
keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay.
The
and
gold card thing is a
creating tremendous
rebranding
numbers
Trump
of
did,
jobs
an
and great
expansion. It's something that
success
already
stories.
existed.
I don't have a
A
problem with
company
What
it.
up,
out
D's?
there, so while we
I like
take
the
out
intent behind it.
the criminals, killers,
Yeah, the media
traffickers,
reports on it
and
as though it's
child
some like
predators
crazy new thing. It's not.
who are allowed to enter
It's a
our country
rebranding.
under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open
The
border
blacks.
insane policies that
don't
you've
say that,
allowed
Trump.
to destroy our country. We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people.
thought he was gonna say
They're
Jews
going
for
to
a
pay a lot
second.
of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
There's it's a great shot of half the room standing up. The other half sitting down. You can see the pink brigade back there.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change.
Balls.
For nearly
Bold and
100
profound
years, the
balls.
federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations
Epstein
and debt.
files.
Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected.
This is all correct.
Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. my administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
He should sign an executive order right now for really dramatic purposes. I would think they would have
Any
3
federal
interruptions.
bureaucrat who
Rule of
resists
3.
this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Totally a troll right there.
Yep.
For Elon. Look at that guy. Cut to the lesbians in pink. They
And
need
the
better
next
camera
phase
people
of our plan
for
to
these
deliver
moments, I
the
think.
greatest economy
Yeah,
in
the camera
history
people are
is for this
terrible.
Congress to pass tax
We need
cuts
some
for
ESPN
everybody. They're
cameramen
in there. They're waiting
Yeah,
for you to
totally.
vote.
You know,
And
like the
I'm sure
kiss
that
cam.
the people
Yeah,
on
have a
my
cable
right,
going
I
across
don't
the
mean
top.
the Republican right.
You know?
My right here. I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts because otherwise,
Have a
I don't
drone
believe
camera flying
the
around.
people
They
will
should have
never
a
vote you into
UAP
office.
flying
I'm doing
around
a
there.
big
Flying
check with
around
my
over
television.
the cars.
One of those crafts.
But I know this group is going to be voting for
What
the
does
tax.
that say? False? Oh, they got the false
False.
signs up.
Yeah, one says protect veterans.
I gotta say,
I
it's
don't think that their ping pong paddle protest is going as well as they
not
think
getting
it
as
is.
much.
A
This is
very, very
MSNBC
big
too.
part of our plan.
You know, all these
We had
people being
tremendous
70 years
success in
old
our
having to do
first term
squats
with
like
it. A
this
very
all night.
big
It's gotta
part of
wear
our
on.
plan.
Yeah.
We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
going back to bartending,
and no
Brad.
tax on social
There you go.
security
Going back to
benefits
bartending.
for our great seniors.
Make a lot of money with those breasts you got.
Dude, honestly, go back to bartending in Florida. Tips aren't going to get taxed. No state income tax.
Yeah.
Dude,
Does it start?
start paying your taxes. Come on.
And I
this is
also
the
No,
sign.
no one wants to do that anymore.
want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car
They act
is
like taxes are
made
tithing.
in America.
There you go. I understand. You know, Pete Hegseth played basketball for Princeton. And
Do you really?
And
They were
by
in the
way, we're gonna have
NCAA
growth
tournament
in the
one year
auto
he was there.
industry like nobody's ever seen.
Do any of
Plants
those
are
Ivy
opening
League
up all
teams
over
do
the place.
well
Deals are
at
being
sports?
made. Never
Princeton
seen.
used
That's
to
a
do okay
combination of the
sometimes.
election win
Not
and
recently.
tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom.
Boom,
Spoke to
boom.
the
I bet
majors
the Ivy
today,
League
all
schools have good
three.
lacrosse teams.
The top
Nothing
people,
against
and they're
lacrosse
so
guys, but
excited.
that's
In
kind of a
fact,
Probably.
preppy.
Already,
That's a
numerous
preppy
car
sport.
companies
You don't have
have
scholarships
announced that they will be
Yeah,
building
schools,
massive
so.
automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Is he pointing at? Cut to who he's pointing at. Is Rubio standing up?
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
I love that he points over them.
Get to the
In
international
addition, as
stuff and
part of
really
our
rile
tax
people.
cuts,
Yeah.
we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all
He
manufacturing.
should do this.
And just as we did before,
Like
we will
that?
provide
Yeah.
100%
Yeah,
expensing.
yeah, like a little
It will be
19.
I had a
retroactive
road
to
rage
January
guy do that to
20th,
me one day.
2025.
Are you serious?
I
And
swear it was
one
the
of the
funniest
main
thing. He got up
reasons
next to me
why
and
our
went,
tax cuts were so
I thought it was
successful
hilarious.
in our
I
first
saw that in
term,
It's a
giving
Wonderful
us
Life for the first time. Is that
most
that
successful
move?
economy in the history of our
a good one.
country. First term. We had
No
a
one does
great
it
first
anymore.
term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union,
Canada.
China, Brazil, India,
Talking about you, D's last up
Mexico,
in
and
Canada.
Canada. Have you heard of them?
It-
And countless other nations charge
Yeah,
us
I was listening to
tremendously
NPR
higher
today,
tariffs
And
than we
because
charge them.
I want to do it
It's
so you
very
don't have to,
unfair.
Brad.
Thank you. I appreciate
India
that.
charges
And
us auto tariffs
they were interviewing a
higher
lot of
than
Canadians that were
100%.
really, really mad
China's
at Donald
average
Trump.
tariff on
And I
our
guess
products
Pierre
is twice
Polyev,
what
I
we
guess
charge
the
them.
Conservative Party
And
is
South
tanking
Korea's average
there. I
tariff
don't know
is
if that's
4
true or
times
not.
Really?
higher.
Maybe we
Think
get
of
some
that
independent
Maybe D's last
verification.
can give us some insight.
And we give so much help militarily and in so many other
Oh,
ways
here we go.
to South Korea. But that's what happens.
You know, Brad,
This
they
is
also had a
happening
little
by
segment on
friend and
NPR
foe.
today about glimmers.
The system is not fair
bet
to
you're
the
curious
United
what a
States.
glimmer
It
is,
never
aren't you?
was. And so on April
You wanna know what
2nd,
a glimmer
No.
is?
I wanted to make it
A
April
glimmer
1st.
is what
but I
you need to
didn't
look for
Want to be
It's- it-
accused of April
in a time
Fool's Day.
like we're living in right
Of
now.
hope.
Well, that's not.
It's
just
these.
one day
It's not
would
just
cost
hope.
us a lot of money.
It's these little things throughout the day
But we're going to
that
do
can
it
just
in
make you feel
April. I'm a
hope,
very
positivity,
superstitious
just like a
person.
small bite size.
April 2nd,
like a little-
reciprocal
It's what an
tariff
oppressed
Fun-sized
people
snack
needs
of-
to
And
continue
whatever
to
they
fight.
tariff us,
called glimmers.
other countries, we will
That's what they were talking about on
tariff
NPR.
them. That's
Glimmers.
reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us,
There's shoot. Chuck
we will
Schumer.
tax them. If
My
they
niece
do
is as funny as I
non-monetary
am.
tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and
What
I
kind
did
of
it
jobs
with
haven't
others,
we seen
and
before?
The Biden administration
AI
couldn't do
jobs
anything
will
about
work
it
for
because there was so
AI.
much money they couldn't do anything.
That's going to
about
be a
it.
job, dude. Being
We
an
have
AI
been ripped
prompter
off
is
for
going to be a
decades
job.
by nearly
already
every
is.
country
Engineer,
on Earth, and
they
we
call
will
him, prompt
not
engineer.
let
Prompt
that happen
engineer.
any longer.
That's what one of our friends was who ran theater. Pepper Bob.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
He's just an AI prompt engineer?
Much has been
Yeah,
said
that was his.
I mean, when I
that was
say
basically
over
his
just,
the
job.
but-
last 3 months about Mexico and Canada.
I've been thinking about taking some
But we have
courses. in
very
it.
large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed
His job was to
fentanyl
teach the
come
AI,
into
like,
our
from an
country
improv
at
perspective,
levels never
make
seen
it
before,
more-
killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young,
Humans.
beautiful people, destroying families.
Why would they cut to this guy when he
Nobody's
says
ever
young,
seen
beautiful
anything
people?
like
This
it.
old, not beautiful
They are in
person.
effect receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of
Holman
dollars. We
really
pay
does look like a
subsidies to
bulldog.
Canada
Like,
that Holman?
literally looks like a
and
bulldog.
to Mexico of
That was Holman.
hundreds of billions of dollars. And the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
Is this the foreign aid section?
Thanks to our America First
no more foreign
policies we're
aids.
putting
I
Only
hope he
into
calls,
place, we have had
calls Zelensky a pussy or something.
$1.7
Just
trillion
really go
of
hard.
new investment in America in just the past few weeks.
Zelensky should have
The
signed the
combination
deal.
of the election
Sign the paper.
and our
Zelensky.
economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most
Canada's
brilliant
India,
anywhere in the
60s
world,
less.
announced a $200 billion investment.
They're freaking out. He says,
OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment. Which they
Elon
wouldn't
doesn't like
have
this. They
done
should cut to
if
Elon here and see the
Kamala had
disgust
won.
on his face.
Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe.
files.
They'll be building their plants here instead of in China.
my name.
And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world,
Yes, Deez.
has a tremendous amount, 97% of the
Yeah, we do need to
market,
get you back on soon.
announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Cut to Elon. Elon opposes OpenAI's involvement. So he says,
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over,
Potato
Mr. Speaker,
chip.
you should use it to reduce debt. or any other reason you want to.
What a boss. He is a boss, man.
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling
Hey, I forgot to use
into
the
our home
rim
market,
shot we
the
had.
USA, because nobody is going to
love
be
the
able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in.
Wash him off.
And they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will
Disgusting.
go on agricultural product coming into America, and our
Dirty
farmers
little
starting on
fruits and
April 2nd.
vegetables.
It may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun.
Love
I
that.
love you too. I love you too.
The farmers are gonna have a field day. All the farmers supporters stand up. The people who oppose farmers will remain seated.
And I have also imposed
Look
a
at-
25%
look at,
tariff on foreign aluminum,
Warren on
copper,
her
lumber,
phone.
and
She's
steel
tweeting.
because
She's tweeting right
if
now.
we don't have, as
Absolutely.
an
The
President
example,
just
steel
lied about farmers in
and
the
lots
field.
of other things, we don't
You're
have
right.
a military,
That's
and
probably
frankly,
what
won't
she
have,
tweeted.
we just won't have a country
Let's
very
see.
long. Here today is a proud American steelworker
And who's
Fantastic
she represent
person.
again?
I don't
from
even
Decatur,
know. Vermont or
Alabama.
something? No.
My
Jeff
constituents
Denard
are farmers, and they tell me that
has
Donald
been
Trump's a
working
liar.
at the same steel plant for 27 years at a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department.
not get
raise
headbutt
7
by that
children
guy.
with his beautiful
No.
wife Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
great, Jeff.
It's a lot of foster children. Yeah, somebody has already screenshotted Elizabeth Warren, what we just saw, and posted how rude of her to be tweeting.
Thank you, Jeff.
Where's her?
You think he's going to bring up
Stories like
Zelensky in
Jeff's
this?
remind us that tariffs are
I hope
not
so.
just about
I think he's gonna
protecting
close with it.
American
I
jobs.
think he'll
They're
bring
about
up the internet
protecting the
aid and stuff
soul
like that.
of our country.
For sure.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance.
Yeah, she's live tweeting.
We're okay with that. It
She
won't be
tweeted out a
much.
screenshot of
No, you're
egg
not.
prices
Oh.
being at a record high.
And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so
Foster
hard
care.
on it. A very
Forster.
loving person, our magnificent
He's a
first
foster
lady
kid.
of the United States.
I knew he was going to say Melania. I knew he was just going to stand up, Melania. They should have some, sexy music play when Melania stands. JC is
Yeah.
the main character from the video game Hitman. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they should or careless whisper should play
Melania's
every
work
time.
has yielded
she
incredible
gets up.
results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce.
Where's Barron?
Our
Where's
First
Barron?
Lady is joined by two impressive
He's too
young
tall.
women. Very
He's too tall.
He
impressive.
can't even get in.
Can't get in.
Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her
Oh, AOC
education and
didn't show up
become a
tonight. She stayed
teacher.
at home.
And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand
Thank
up.
you, John.
Thank you, John.
I don't know who that is next to Melania. They put Melania next to a
I
chubby
think
girl.
that he just talked about those two.
Thank you all
One
very
of them had a
much.
deep fake porn thing.
Really?
The other, I don't know. Is that Christy Nome?
They just cut to Christy Nome when they did deep fake
Thank
porn
you.
because she's a sex
Gorgeous
doll.
Christy Nome.
And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job.
They should have
To
those two sitting on
criminalize the
Melania's lap
Publication
and
of
hide
such
their knee.
images online is terrible, terrible thing. And
It is
once
terrible.
it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind.
I don't know the details,
Because
though.
nobody gets treated worse than I do online.
He's going to use it for himself? All the porn of me that has been deep
Great.
faked.
Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you.
I'm going to use it for myself.
But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities
So we got
all
sex
throughout
doll
the
and
world.
Christy Nome.
Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
He's an enunciator for sure. Getting them out. Cut to Christy Nome dressed in her LARPing ice outfit. His numbers are below Biden's deportation
And
numbers.
I want
will
to thank
reiterate.
Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE. Law
I wish
enforcement
Christy
in
Nome was
general
sitting
is
on an
incredible.
actual
We have to
horse
take
with
care
the
of our
ice
law
outfit on
enforcement.
inside the.
Have to. Last year,
Look how-
a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley,
Mike Johnson's so
the
short.
best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia.
Now you got to see the Democrats
That
not
morning,
stand up to
Laken
this.
was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that
Must be her
failed
family.
administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary
Will Democrats
city,
give a standing
disaster,
ovation to the end
before
of this? or
ending
will
the
they
life
not?
of this beautiful young angel.
He's going to trap. He's trapped them all
With
night
us
long.
this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
Show the room.
They won't.
That's MSNBC, so you're right. It probably won't. You can see people on it. Yeah, they're clapping. Yeah, so those are Democrats being showed. Clapping, yet not standing.
Oh, because they'll get fucking
Last
yelled
year,
at.
I told Laken's
right.
grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the
You want
very
Chuck
first
Schumer
bill I
calling
signed
you into
into
his
law
office?
as
Chuck
No.
Schumer
your
always
47th
smells like onions.
president
I
mandates
guarantee
I was
you.
thinking the
detention
exact
of
same-
all
I was about to
dangerous
say
criminal
onions.
aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
This is called group mind and improv, what we just displayed there. Mark Kelly looks like a mutant, says TT. He does. Did he have a twin, Mark Kelly? Or a clone?
It's called the Laken Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Even Fetterman was voted for this, I think.
Yeah. Kind of like Fetterman. Kind of. He'd be fun to hang out with, I bet. As long as you're not talking politics.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched
Jerry
the
Nadler's
most
the smelliest,
sweeping
according to
border
George
and
Santos.
immigration
Says Nate.
crackdown in American history, and we quickly
Nancy
achieved
Pelosi
the lowest
smells like
numbers of
talcom powder.
illegal border crossers
I
ever
guarantee it.
recorded. Thank you.
Is that nice?
No.
I still like to see her breasts, I think, Nancy Pelosi's. All right, they need to inject another demonstration here.
The media
As he
and our
wraps this
friends
up.
in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Good line. Where's the drum? We got.
I missed
Thank you.
We just cut to some
Joe
decrepit
Biden
lady
didn't
holding
just
the sign.
open our borders. He flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities
He
throughout the
airdropped him in.
country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled
Nate,
under
you
the
went to
weight
school
of
with the guy who
migrant
shot
occupation
Gabby
and corruption
Gifford?
like nobody's ever seen
That dude
before.
looked crazy.
Beautiful
Do you remember
towns
what that guy
destroyed.
looked like?
Now, just as I promised in my inaugural
He looked
address,
like-
we are
what's his-
achieving
that
the
fucking
great
thing from
liberation
Goonies.
of
What was that
America.
character's name?
I don't remember what he looks
Remember
like.
Chunk's best friend? I'm almost positive. this
No,
is the
yeah, I don't know
guy.
what the guy looks like.
Oh no.
But there's
Gabby
still
Giffords looks like that improv dude that
is
won't
much
leave me alone.
work to be done. Here tonight is a woman.
What's his name?
I
You
have
know what I'm
gotten
talking
to know.
about.
Alexis
Who took my class?
Mengary
Yes.
from Houston.
Yeah, I do know who you're talking
Wonderful
about.
woman.
Shaved-
Last June,
shaved head?
Alexis's 12-year-old
Yes, do
daughter,
the shaved hair. I'm
her
going to show
precious
you. I'm going to
Jocelyn,
send you a picture of this guy.
walked to a
Jocelyn!
nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for
Jared
2 hours
Loeffner.
under a bridge,
Loeffner.
and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration.
What was
through
he like,
their
Nate?
ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter.
Brad,
And
check your
Earlier
check your
tonight,
phone.
I
Check your
signed
text.
an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned
Okay.
about Jocelyn
my
is
God.
that she
Like him.
loved animals
Yeah,
so
no, I do
much. She
remember that
loved
guy.
nature. Across Galveston Bay from
Will
where
the real
Jocelyn lived
please,
in
please
Houston,
stand up.
you will find a
I know you have to might have to
magnificent
go on in a minute,
national
yeah.
wildlife,
If you do, just
I've
let me
got
know.
15 more minutes.
Okay.
a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's
He was
creatures
dumb and weird,
on the
said
edge
Nate.
of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed
I
that
love that Trump just put Gulf of
refuge
America in a thing about
in
somebody
loving memory of your
who died. That's a very
beautiful daughter,
dramatic thing.
Jocelyn.
What's that?
So, Mr. Vice
He's
President,
talking about a
if you
traumatic
would,
incident.
may I
and
have the
Gulf
order?
of America. Is this an executive order that he's going to do? What is he
Holy
doing right
shit!
now?
What is this? That's
This is what I was calling for earlier.
dude. He's better at this than the Democrats are.
Yeah. Dude,
They wish they could have moments like this.
Man.
Thank you very much. All 3
we could be
savages
strategists on this,
charged
like,
with
I'm a little. I gotta be honest. You
Jocelyn
know.
and Lakin's
You know I voted for him.
murders were members of the Venezuelan
What? I'm
prison
a-
gang, the
he's-
toughest gang they say
Seems
in the
pretty
world,
powerful right now.
known as
No,
Tren
he
de
does, you're right.
Aragua. 2 weeks ago,
lot of
I
these
officially
executive orders are,
designated this gang along
they
with
don't have-
MS-13 and
they're,
the
Rottweiler
bloodthirsty Mexican
I feel like a
drug
relations
cartels
Rottweiler out in
power
the
as
neighborhood.
foreign
opposed to
terrorist
actual.
organizations.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
A lot of those executive orders don't have actual power. They
Yeah.
have the public relations messaging power.
Yes.
Oh wow! So he used to send
They
Nate
are
and his
now
friends,
officially
the guy
in
who
the
shot
same
Gifford,
category as ISIS, and that's not good for them.
videos and burning flags.
Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country,
They'll be
because we
shot.
don't want them to come back ever.
By
With us
Governor
this evening
Sexdahl.
is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
Look at him. Did he just hit Heil Hitler? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Guy's wearing his military garb.
The Latin face of white supremacy.
In January, another agent patrolling by
Listen,
Rio
MSNBC, not
Grande
me.
near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me.
Is that
When
what it's
heavily armed gunmen
that would be a
started shooting
fucking
at
great
them,
video game.
Roberto saw
Yeah,
that his
dude.
partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire
GTA 6
and
mission.
providing
GTA
crucial
6
seconds
Cartel
for his
Island.
fellow agent to seek safety, just
Oh my God.
barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good.
Say,
Agent
Prince.
Ortiz,
They say
we salute
Prince.
you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the
Maybe I am,
bravery that
Deez,
you showed. We
from the
honor you,
future.
and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Another Nazi salute.
Yep, there he did. Did
Two
it again.
more. Three
There it is.
more.
There's a third one. Cut to Elon. Getting somebody pregnant.
See, I can't stop Naziing.
Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border.
Perfect
He's a
calls
great,
to the border.
Great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control.
Murder, rape, torture,
over
and
a whole nation,
exercise.
Homeboy
posing
looks like
a
he married
grave
Will
threat
Smith.
to our
said TP.
national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
I believe you mentioned the cartels earlier, Ian.
Yeah. Apparently the cartels are freaking out. They're selling all their
5 nights
selling all
ago,
their shit.
Mexican authorities, because of our
Could leave the friendly
tariff
ones alone, get rid of the
policies
unfriendly
being
ones, says
imposed on
Denver.
them. Think
That's a
of this.
possibility for sure.
Handed over to us
The cartels versus the Green
29
Berets
of the
are
biggest
really no
cartel
match.
leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy.
Well, somebody's going to control
First time
Mexico,
ever.
and it's probably going to be a cartel. So it's like, which cartel do you want?
But
It
we
is
need
controlled by a
Mexico
cartel.
and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed
P90X
funding
gets you
request
ripped.
laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation
exercise
operation
thing,
in
Brad.
American
Yeah,
history,
yeah.
larger even than
Oh, not drunk.
current record holder,
What?
President
Gets you
Dwight
ripped,
D.
not, like,
Eisenhower,
strong,
a
not
moderate
drunk?
man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So,
Keep showing
Mr. Speaker,
no,
John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you.
Mr.
Thank you very
Leader.
much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
It'll be the fastest signature the world's ever seen. Sleepy Biden used to take him 30, 35 minutes to sign anything. I do it at the speed of light.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
In order to our cities and towns.
There's a musical we're going to be producing. Law
In
and
recent
Order,
years,
cities and towns.
our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
Now the Jan 6 stuff comes
Many
up with pardons.
jurisdictions virtually seized
Did he invite
enforcing
somebody who was
the
pardoned,
law
I wonder?
against dangerous repeat offenders while
Incubus
weaponizing
starts,
law enforcement against political opponents like
That
me.
would be great if they had
Yeah.
music.
My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice
We had
under
the January 6th
constitutional
chorus
rule of
sing
law,
Oh,
God Bless
starting
America.
at the
Great.
FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck.
DOJ.
Cash,
There's
wherever
got to
you
be
may
some
be,
unknown
good luck.
verses to
Wherever you
God
may-
Bless America.
Good luck. Pam Bondi,
Pam Bondi.
good
Epstein.
luck. So important.
Let's get the files up here,
Gonna do
Pam.
a great job.
Come on, Pam. You're doing
Cash.
a great job with the
Cash,
files.
stand up. Nobody knows which way you're looking,
Thank you,
Cash,
Cash.
but I know where your heart's pointed.
Cash just did it again. He just did this.
Nazi
Did
salute,
it.
Cash. Heil Hitler for me, Cash.
How Hitler? How Hitler?
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect.
People are
they
screaming
so
about Epstein on X right now. I
dearly
guarantee
deserve.
it.
They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous.
I'm hard and dangerous.
The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they
Pam
soon
carries
will
her
respect it.
adrenochrome.
This
on
also
her.
includes our great fire departments throughout the country.
Pam,
our firemen and
They really
women are
photoshopped some of
unbelievable
those
people.
images
I
of
will
her
never
because the
forget them.
live one, she doesn't look as.
And besides that, they voted for
like a
me in
sorority
record
girl in
numbers,
her
so I have
30s.
no choice.
Hey.
You got a standing O for that joke right there.
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I
Quite a
went to
transition from a
his
joke.
funeral. The vicious criminal charged
his
with
wife.
his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got to clap for her. You should. Whoever the president is, they always bring these people who had been through these tragedies there.
You know, I'll tell you what Pam's trick is for looking
Pam Bondi?
40 and being 60.
Stephanie,
yeah.
we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his
Pam's
dad
got
was a true hero,
30-year-old hair.
New York's finest. And
And
we're
it
going to get
disguises her
these
60-year-old
cold-blooded killers
face.
and
That's
repeat
covers up her
offenders off
neck,
our streets, and
probably,
we're
yeah.
going to
You
do
get
it
the
fast.
30-year-old hair
Got to stop it.
and the 60-year-old
They
face.
get out with 28 arrests. They push people
You know.
into subway trains.
25-year-old vet.
They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already
Theft
signed an
Auto.
executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Tough one.
USA chants.
I'm also asking
I'm not sure I'm into
for
the
a
death
new crime
penalty
bill
stuff.
getting tough
Yeah,
on
I'm not
repeat
a fan of death
offenders
penalty, yeah.
while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police.
Where was this
His name
protest?
is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of
He's the
becoming
youngest
a
police officer in the United States. He's got the most kills.
Who is this kid?
He's a Nazi.
Why is this kid there?
He's
What happened to
13.
him? Is this different strokes?
Yeah, dude, this guy is he is the most lethal weapon we have.
They should really go to commercials showing the damage he can do.
No, I don't know what the story is.
There he is. Sometimes you got to pick him up.
But the Democrats have no answer for this.
I think he's got a little black kid in a police officer uniform.
But in
wasn't paying
2018,
It'd be
DJ
a
was
heartwarming
diagnosed
story, but I
with
was
brain
just-
cancer.
Probably was. I didn't hear it.
The
either.
doctors gave him 5 months at
Oh,
most to
Here's
live.
the story right here.
okay.
That was more than
Thanks.
6 years
You got to
ago.
tell me this before I start
You
cracking
really made
jokes.
us look like assholes, Trump, by
Thanks,
not
Trump.
telling us that first. That's different.
You got to tell us that
Okay,
first.
you can see that
okay?
he's had the chemo. Now I feel
like shit.
they should clap for this kid.
Although-
because even though he's being used as a political
Elon
prop,
should
still,
turn
it makes
this
him
kid.
happy. Like, that sucks for a kid to have.
Since that time,
disease.
DJ
Well, I
and
mean,
his
for
dad
anybody,
have
but-
been on a quest
Well,
to make
I hope he gets better.
his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer. Actually, a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love
That's
him.
a nice thing
And tonight, DJ, we're
that
going to
organizations do
do
for
you
people
the
in these
biggest honor
situations.
of them all.
I think you're right.
I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States
Look
Secret
at his eyes.
Service.
That's nice.
He didn't have any idea that was coming.
I get it's political, but also from the perspective of that child and his family,
Yeah.
it makes him
I was thinking the same
Feel
thing,
good.
TT. I was thinking the same exact thing.
Neuro Lincoln.
Yeah. Thinking exactly that. Do they really?
Thank you, DJ.
It's DJ.
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy
There
again,
you go.
chaired by
Transition.
our new Secretary of Health and
Who's he
Human
sitting with?
Services,
He's hot.
Robert F.
Is that,
Kennedy Jr.
His former VP. There's Kelly Loeffler behind RFK Jr. of Georgia.
Why isn't he wearing the quasi-military uniform?
RFK?
Yeah.
I
Don't
don't
they
know.
get the Don't they wear like a military uniform?
It was a good segue.
With the name Kennedy,
He
you
should
would
be-
have thought everybody over here
He
would
should
have
be
been
wearing
sure.
a lab coat.
How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong, 1 in 36, think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
Where's Cheryl?
Cheryl's not there. He's sitting next to that hottie. She's probably just okay with him doing whatever.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children
He always
from
looks like he doesn't
toxic
wanna be there.
ideologies in our schools.
Yeah,
A few years ago,
He probably doesn't really want to be
January,
there. I
Little
mean, he had to make a
John
big
and her
compromise.
husband discovered that their
I agree,
daughter's
Denver.
school
They
had
do use him as
secretly
props. I'm
socially
just saying,
transitioned their
that kid feels
13-year-old
good.
little girl.
That doesn't mean
Teachers and
I
administrators
like the use of
conspired
political
to
props.
deceive January and her husband
They all
while
do
encouraging
that.
her daughter
and
to
it
use a
is
new name
exploitive.
and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually. All without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
An advocate against the they them.
That is true. That's why he won.
Thank you. Stories like this are
That's
why
why their
shortly
their
after taking
little
office, I
ping
signed
pong
an
paddle
executive order
protest
banning
looks
public
so
schools from
lame.
indoctrinating
you're
our
right,
children
'cause
with
they're so ridiculous.
transgender ideology.
So this is a wrapper. This is a coming back to the transgender because we have the men and women's sports
I also
earlier.
hasn't
signed
talked
an
about
order
Ukraine
to cut
yet.
off all
I know.
taxpayer funding to any
I think you're right. He's going to
institution
close with it.
that engages
He's
in
gotta
the
close with
sexual
it.
mutilation
You got to
of our
close with
youth.
Ukraine.
You know,
And you got to look directly into the camera and give a message to Zelensky.
right.
And now
And you
I
gotta
ask
hold a pen,
Congress
go,
to pass a bill
"Sign the
permanently
deal."
banning
I think you're right.
and criminalizing
He's got
sex
to talk about
changes on
Israel
children and
before,
forever ending the
Uh-huh.
lie that any
second to
child
last,
is
and then you
trapped
because a lot of people are
in
going to
the wrong
dislike. Then
body.
he's got to go
Yeah.
Ukraine to end
is a
to
big
do
lie.
that.
You got to
seesaw
close with
balance.
Ukraine.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And our message to every child in America is that you are
It's
perfect
funny,
exactly
Ron.
the way
The
God made you.
MMR shot to fight anti-Semitism. Yeah, I don't like the whole because when you start talking, when you call everything's anti-Semitism, I don't like that either.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad.
Wokeness is
It's
gay and
gone.
retarded.
It's gone.
But you see
And
the
we feel so much better
the
for it,
executive
don't
order
we?
I signed.
Don't we feel better?
10-minute roast of Zelensky to end.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
He might come. I mean, he has spoke to Congress before, I believe. Netanyahu, didn't he? His headset, he's just like sipping from his flask.
He's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are
Eric,
having among the best
military, I got
recruiting
the same
results
haircut over
ever
there, most
in
of
the
the military.
history of our services. What a difference.
Look at this guy. There's a couple here that are giving little nods.
Is Vance
And you
tall
know,
or,
it was
or
just
the other guy
a
short?
few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you
So this
very
is going
much
to
for
transition
that.
to the foreign stuff. I think he's wrapping it up. I think that's
Is that Pam right there?
Pam Bondi?
Yeah, she's sitting next to
We're
No, that's
joined
Pam Bondi.
tonight
No, that's Bernie Sanders.
by a young man,
Okay, I thought
Jason
it was-
Hartley.
it must
who
be- that's
knows
what
the
Pam
weight
looks
of
like when
that
she takes her
Call
wig
of
off.
Duty.
Yes.
She looks like
Jason's
Bernie
father,
Sanders.
grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say.
Six-letter,
A
huh?
brilliant student with a 4.46
He's going through a lot of these
good
personal
GPA.
experience. I feel like there's a few more
And
of
his
these than
greatest
usual.
dream is to attend the
How many
U.S.
letters were you, Brad?
Military Academy at West Point.
I had a
Who's the
letter.
sixth letter? You got a
Yeah, I
letter?
went the sixth letter. Okay, that kid looks like he's 22 right there. Okay.
That guy looks like a young Tom Holman.
I do feel like they usually do one or two of these. I feel like we've gotten 5 or 6 at this point.
And Jason, that's a very big deal
I'm
getting
surprised
in.
there
That's a
hasn't
hard
been
one to get
another
into. But
interruption.
I'm pleased
6
to
letters
inform you
and
that
starting
your
with an F.
application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the
Dude.
Corps of Cadets.
He is crushing. I mean, look, it's disgusting. Don't get me wrong. I think this is all hammy.
It's
but
all
he's absolutely
yeah, trolling it.
crushing
What,
the
what is it?
Democrats' souls right now.
Sorry to announce your application's been rejected to the Service Academy. You just didn't have the GPA.
Oh my God.
So leg day. You're right, Denver. For the sort of standing ovations.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason.
Don't fail out.
As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a
He's like
first
Oprah.
step, I'm asking Congress
Yeah.
to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland.
Sounds good.
All made in the
Golden
USA.
Dome sounds great. Only one of those guys is smiling. Only one of those guys.
And Ronald Reagan
They're like wrap
wanted
it
to
up.
do it
Trump,
long
is what
ago,
they're
but the
thinking.
technology just
Dude,
wasn't
these
there.
guys
not
are
even
never up
close.
this
But now
late.
we have the
I
technology.
know,
It's
dude. You're right.
incredible, actually.
This crowd's like an
And other
average like
places have-
65,
they
70.
have it.
I'm
Israel
rarely
has
up
it.
this late,
Other
Brad. I'm
places
staying
have
up.
it. And the United States should have it too. right, Tim? Right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very
Yep.
important. This is
That's
a
right. I thought that's
very
the case,
dangerous
Denver.
world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like
Check
never
under your
before.
seats. You get a Tesla. You get a Tesla.
To boost our
Ron Woods.
defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American
and you get a
shipbuilding
Tesla?
industry, including commercial shipbuilding and
You get a
military
chainsaw?
shipbuilding.
You're right.
And
Some,
for that
some of these
purpose, I am announcing tonight
Congress people do
that
not
we
ever
will
stay this
create a
late.
new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't
Who's
make
gonna be
them
the ship
anymore
maker?
very much.
Floki
We're
is going to be the
make
ship
them
maker.
very fast, very soon.
Vikings.
It will have a huge
Ships and
impact.
jet
To further
skis.
enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
The American Canal.
Just today,
Melania
a large American
hears
company
about this all the time. at
announced
home.
they are buying
They
boat
said he was
ports
practicing
around the
finalizing his
Panama
speech with
Canal
her beforehand.
and lots of other things
Maybe she
having to
wrote
do
it.
with the Panama Canal and a couple of
Well,
other
they're showing
canals.
Rubio because he's Cuban.
The Panama Canal was built by
Well, yeah,
Americans
he's the only one that
for
can go down there and broker the
Americans,
deal.
not for others. But others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died
Treasure.
building the Panama Canal.
Our pirates lost
They
the
died
treasure.
of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work.
Yeah.
They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our
mosquitoes
country's
with
history, if you bring it up to
Bill
modern
Gates
day
engineered
costs.
mosquitoes.
It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China.
China.
We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
China. Bing bong, ding bong.
So,
the ching chongs are not going
Brad,
to
if I give you a Christmas gift, and then you give that Christmas gift I gave you to China, I'm going to go
And we
take
have
it back.
Marco Rubio.
You're an
in
Indian
charge.
giver.
Good luck, Marco. Now, we know
No,
who
an
to blame
Indian
if
giver is
anything
different.
goes wrong.
What's an Indian giver?
Indian
Oh,
giver
Marco's
means
been amazing,
you
and he's
give me
gonna
a
do a
gift,
great
but
job.
then you come
Think
and
of
take
it. He
back.
got 100 votes.
I think that's what it means, right?
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he
I
was
don't know
approved
what.
with actually
yeah.
99.
I
But
don't know what to call this.
the
tough form of
100
I don't
was
use
this
Indian
gentleman,
giver
and I
more
feel
than
very
once a
certain.
year.
So let's assume we got 100
so it's
votes.
man,
what it
yeah,
means
it's
again.
And I'm either
hate
very,
speech.
Yeah,
very
someone
happy
gives
about
a
that
gift
or
and then
very
takes it back
concerned about
or
it.
expects something in return.
But
of course.
he's already proven. I mean, he's a great
the
gentleman.
casinos.
He's respected by everybody.
They
And we
give you free
appreciate
drinks,
you
they
voting for
expect you to
Marco.
spend money in
He's
return.
going to do a fantastic job. Thank you.
Little Marco.
Sit by the slot
He's doing a
machines and
great
drink
job.
free drinks.
Little Marco hates China, loves war.
Great job.
Great job.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland.
We're coming.
We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security
Dude,
and even
what if
international
he gets
security. And
2
we're
more
working with
states?
everybody
That'd be so
involved to
funny.
try and get it.
Wouldn't that be
But we
fucking
need it
crazy?
really for international
He
world
wants them
security.
to choose it. They have to choose it.
And I think we're going to get it.
So the
One
messaging,
way or
the
the other, we're
propaganda
gonna
has
get
to
it.
make them want to be.
We will keep you safe.
I'm a little disappointed
We
in
will
the
make you
interruptions,
rich and
honestly. I
together
wanted to see a little more
We will take Greenland to
disruptions.
heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very,
Very
large
tiny
piece
people.
Of land and
Brad,
very,
I
very
might move
important
there.
for
If it becomes an American
military
state, I might move
security.
to Greenland.
America is once again
I'd like to
standing
announce
strong
that Ian
against
Cavell
the forces
is
of
going to be the
radical
president
Islamic
of
terrorism.
the 51st state Greenland.
3.5 years ago,
I
ISIS
couldn't.
terrorists
I'm more of a
killed 13
tropical
American
island kind of
service
guy.
members.
Is it
You
cold
know,
there?
I'm a
Countless
Florida boy.
others in the
I gotta
Abbey
be in the
Gate
tropical
bombing
weather,
during
man.
the disastrous
Like this Georgia
and incompetent
winter right
withdrawal
now is
from
crushing
Afghanistan.
It's
me.
cold, yeah.
Not
it
that
sucks.
they were withdrawing; it was the way they withdrew.
And it's not even
Perhaps
cold.
the most
To me, 50
embarrassing
degrees
moment
is
in the
cold.
history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top
Joe
terrorist
Biden.
responsible for that atrocity. And he is right now on his way here to face the swift
Are they going to frog
sword
walk
of
him? They're going to
American
bring him out?
justice.
Here he is. He's tarred and feathered. pinstripe police or prison uniform. They're all
Oh my
texting.
God,
They're all texting.
They're all tweeting.
Tweeting. That's funny. Just after Vivek said, "Get the phones out of schools. Don't let the kids
And I
bring
want
their
to
phones
thank
school."
especially the government of
He's got a
Pakistan
point.
for helping
Yes, he
arrest this
does.
monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose
Couple I
children
didn't.
were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan.
Dude, he's at an
What a
hour and
horrible
45
day.
minutes right now.
Such incompetence was shown.
Grok predicted an hour 20.
That when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said,
told you
"Wow,
this.
maybe
I was
this
like,
is
man,
my
it's gonna be
chance."
a
That's
3-hour
how
marathon.
You gotta go.
Should have never
I know, it's
happened.
getting late.
Grossly
I know you gotta work
I
incompetent
will, but I've just
people.
been hanging in there
I
for the
spoke to
Ukraine
many of
stuff,
the
but I already know what he's going to say.
Parents and loved ones, and
Just want to see the reaction.
they're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and
He spoke to a lot
they
of
did
people
nothing
before
but
this
cry
speech, it
with
sounds like.
happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed
Their
for
son,
no reason
daughter.
whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations,
Brad, I
the
gotta go.
Abraham
I'm
Accords.
So sorry.
No.
I'm
You
sorry,
gotta go,
everyone.
you
I hung
gotta
in
go.
there as much as I could.
I
It's a school
appreciate you
night.
sticking around as long as you could and joining us. And tomorrow sometime, I don't know when you're available, but I want to talk to you about helping me finalize what we're going to do at the Libertarian Convention, because we're going to do entertainment on Saturday. I talked to Joshua yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But,
And now
we'll
we're
talk to
going
you
to
tomorrow.
build on that
Be-
foundation to
debut-
create a more
debuting my,
peaceful and
my
prosperous
Musk
future
impersonation.
for the
That'll be
entire
great.
region. A lot of things
There's
are
your
happening in
chainsaw
the
right
Middle
here.
East.
Yeah, I'm
People
going to be
have been
listening
talking about
to
that so much
Rogan Musk interviews all day
lately with
tomorrow.
everything going on with
So,
Ukraine and Russia.
yeah, give me a call or
A lot
text
of
me when you
things
get off
are
work
happening in
tomorrow.
the
All right,
Middle
buddy.
East.
Good night, everybody.
Rough
See you
neighborhood,
later,
actually.
Ian. Thanks.
All right.
I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been
Somebody
needlessly
got thrown out,
killed
Romulus.
or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
He just started the Ukraine stuff that Ian was waiting for right as Ian had to dip out.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Pocahontas says yes. She's clapping for that. Yeah. She likes it because she'll say she got
2,000
attacked.
people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the
Liz Warren
Ukrainians, he
was a
said.
Republican for the 90s.
My
says
team and
Denver.
I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintained its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I'm sad Ian didn't get to see Trump's call for signing the letter that he predicted earlier happened. Yeah, Johnson,
Wouldn't that
Speaker
be
Johnson
beautiful?
must be very, very tiny. Or Vance the Giant.
It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger
guys
to
got
help
more
him. They
more
knew he was
Ukrainians in
innocent, but they had no
Toronto
idea where to begin.
than in
But last summer, I
Kiev or
promised his
Kyiv, some of these.
95-year-old mother, Malfine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
She's 95. She looks good for 95. This is an extraordinary amount of these personal invitee stories. I mean, that lady definitely thought he said penis this time too. I thought he said penis. Toronto is a globalization hub. As I understand it, says Denver. In response to D's.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it?
I delivered
Where
him
his
as a
mother
baby.
has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later,
That's funny, Denver.
at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets
Yeah, so they're there also.
with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
He brought a bunch of people here that it makes the Democrats look bad if they don't at least clap. Two country doctors Country Doctor saved him. Doc Holliday. Michael J. Fox.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his three beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
So he's closing on the Christianity angle, maybe. I gotta look up how tall Mike Johnson is. I mean, that height difference is extraordinary.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel.
Trump does
We
these
stand
long
on the shoulders
speeches.
of these pioneers who won and
It's
built
such a
the
contrast
modern age.
to Biden.
These workers who poured
You
their
can say what
sweat
you will, whether
into the
you
skylines
like Trump
of our
or
cities.
don't like him.
These warriors who shed their blood
He
on
certainly
fields
has
of battle and gave everything they
he's
had
more stamina
for our
than our
rights
previous president.
and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers
I'll tell you what I
of
found out about
science,
Mike
and we're
Johnson's
going
height
to
after the speech. is
lead
over.
humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
You got to cut to Elon on the planet Mars. It's very interesting, the information available about Mike Johnson's height. It's hilarious. So look at the difference in height there between J.D. Vance and Mike
And
Johnson.
through
Remember
it
that
all,
difference.
we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in.
Obviously, that's how he's going to end it. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. As a speechwriter, that is the you got to bring that in. Of course, I can't believe I didn't foresee that.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
I am so disappointed in myself for not foreseeing the fight because of that. That was the obvious way. It just seems like so long ago, even though it wasn't that long ago. Wait, what is this? Did they just cut to him? So now we got Trump. We got a live mic on Trump exiting the building.
Terrific, Mr. Really, really outstanding.
That's interesting.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great job, Mr. President. Thanks. Great, not just great.
Thanks again, Mr. President.
Boebert, one of the best speeches. Where's Kid Rock? Why isn't Kid returning my text messages and calls, Mr. President? It does look like live looks like WWE. I've never seen this. This is an interesting. They definitely experiment in media here. Hottie Grammy Boebert these last. Yeah, they don't ever hot mic this, but they did this time. Like anybody's going to be saying terrible speech, Mr. President. We really thought you dropped the ball.
Thanks for the call. I love Roger Williams. Thank you. You don't have to
It's actually smart to do this because everybody's going to be, regardless of how the speech went, is going to be getting compliments here.
Good job. Great job you're doing. America is back. Thank you so much.
Is DJ protecting him? Don Johnson, was that? Did you see that guy get the eyebrow look to the camera?
That was fantastic.
They want people to feel like they're there, says Denver. It's the definition of vicarious reality. That's a fantastic point. You're right. It's the best drama on television.
Great speech.
Mr. President, do you mind if I blow you before you leave? Not right now. So many other people around. Wanted to do the same. If I let you blow me, I gotta let everybody else blow me.
Did you get a chance to shake his hand earlier? Do you want me to get a picture of you shaking his hand or anything? You're good.
Thank you so much.
Let's do biofilm.
Thank you, darling.
Great, so thank you. I love you. Best speech on the floor ever. Yeah.
Oh my God, the little boy.
You rocked it, Mr. President. We're with you. 100% crushed.
Thank you.
Really good.
Congratulations.
Best speech ever. Thank you.
Best speech. Come up with something new. Everybody's saying best speech ever. Say something different.
That was awesome.
Austin's speech made me super horny. Say something. Go up a little bit with the drama on how much you love the speech. How tall is this woman here in the pink? Is she a giant?
Let's go. Get down to that. You get down. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's so great.
I don't think he liked that kiss there.
Good job.
Thank you for mentioning God needs to help us.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Thank you.
Great speech. Great speech.
Thanks for taking my call.
Good luck.
He's a straight man, Mr. President. No speech has ever made me so horny. Give him something like that.
Thank you for standing
You really triggered those people.
You really triggered those. Now, there you go.
Somebody did.
You really triggered those
Thanks for the
people.
beneficial ownership and this week.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for mentioning the farmers.
Well, we love our farmers. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Mr. President. You earned this tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Work hard. Thank you, man.
Proud of you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great again, brother. Thank you.
Right again, brother.
I did indeed. You better believe
I think
it.
they're up on a ledge too, Ron.
President, home run. Thank you very much.
You killed it.
So they all knew that there were going to be
Thank
live
you,
mic
everybody.
afterwards. And they had the entire speech to plan how they were going to praise him. And this is the best they could come up with.
Thank you.
Had the whole time to think of something unique to say.
You did amazing, per usual.
Thank you. I'll see you.
Do you mind if I expose a tit to you, sir?
Thank you.
It was so good, I'd like to expose a breast to you.
Thank
Full
you, everybody.
nipple.
That's beautiful.
My husband's given me permission.
Never met
Oh,
Michael
that's
Baumgartner.
good.
I was one of Mike Leach's best
Oh,
friends.
that's
He thinks
good.
very
Oh,
highly
Mike
of you.
was, he was great.
Tremendous.
He was a great guy.
Great,
That's
yeah. Great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Respect to you. You did a great job. Thank you.
Home run, Mr.
Yeah, right.
President. Home run. Home run.
That was a good one. President, good job. Thank you very much. Looking good. Look at him.
I need to talk to you about some buildings, some public
I don't know that he is
let me know.
looking good, but man.
Mr. President.
This is hilarious. I'm very disappointed in the creativity of compliments. When they had they knew they were going to be live mic'd, and nobody offered to blow them. A show of breast. A little nip. Could be Nancy Mace didn't offer a little nip action. I don't want you to accuse me of anything, Nancy. You better keep the nip behind the very, very tight dress you're wearing. And there it is. There was the speech. I'm pro actor. You have every thought about the training of young activists and politicians and stage presence. Make a small fortune, turn into Bitcoin. Are you saying I should do that? I would love to do anything to make a small fortune. I mean, absolutely. Elon will have at least 3 more kids. There's no telling who got pregnant. Melania was sitting, I think, the closest to him, so I think she might be at risk. Michael Leach, the Pirate football coach from Texas Tech, was good. Oh, yeah, Mike Leach was great. I remember Mike Leach. He was like a Bobby Knight of college football. Big personality. So, before we get out of here, D's Last says, hilarious, Zach. Thing I noticed the most is I wish there would have been there was obviously going to be a demonstration, an interruption, and the progressives chose to have I can't remember his name, but it's like a 77-year-old guy, a Democrat, who is an Alpha Phi Alpha, which is a member of a Divine Nine Black Illuminati fraternity. That's who they chose to get thrown out, so they can turn that into a news story, which is, kind of a good profile of a person to have as your activist to get thrown out. So that was interesting. But the height difference in J.D. Vance and Speaker Johnson was just so extraordinary to me that, as I've said throughout the show, it made me want to look up the height of the two of them. And it's funny because when you look up the height of Mike Johnson, I've tried several different ways. It tells you that it's not known. It's not officially known what the height of Speaker Mike Johnson is. There's no reliable information. But apparently, Mike Johnson's height used to be listed as 6'2", somewhere. Until other people who met him posted on X or posted elsewhere that they know Speaker Johnson's not 6'2" because they saw him or met him, and they are much taller than him, and they are not 6'2". The reason it's interesting that Johnson was listed as 6'2" previously is because J.D. Vance is also listed as 6'2". One of those two people is not 6'2". And the one that's not 6'2" is no taller than 5'2", in my opinion, unless J.D. Vance was standing on some sort of raised platform behind there. The estimate at how tall Speaker Johnson is by people who've met him is around 5'7". I would say he's much shorter than 5'7", honestly, based on that. I'd say he's no taller than 5'5". He looks like a little guy you could put in your pocket who, if you needed somebody to recall scripture for you for any moment, could shout it up to you. And people wouldn't realize there's a little Mike Johnson in your pocket. So that was interesting, for sure. I'm looking forward to going on X and reading the people's reactions. The lack of the mention of Epstein, well, obviously, there'll be a lot of commentary on that. The lack of the mention of Netanyahu and Israel is also going to be a lot of comment on that. The different format of having the live mic at the end of it, which is new. Always going to get something new with the Trump administration. So that's always interesting, the experimentation that goes on with media and presentation, which makes sense with the background and entertainment. And as I always say, if you want to understand Trump's, where he gets his flair for the dramatic, read The Art of the Deal. There's a whole portion of it that is about the influence his mother, who was very, very theatrical and dramatic, had on him. And we are in the PR stunt presidency, as I've been saying. And we're going to continue to see new experimentations and communications, mass communications. So I definitely thought that was interesting. And I appreciate all y'all's comments in the chats for hanging out with us for this almost 2-hour speech. And Ian, who he's got to work tomorrow, so he had to dip out. But you guys can find him at follow Reginald the Actor on X if you want to follow him, or hello Covell, hello Covell or something, hello Covello on X, I believe is his other. Let me see you guys can follow him. I got to get that one right. I don't think he changed it. All right. You can follow. Why does it not show the people that I interact with and follow first? Like, what is the... You ever notice that with X? That it doesn't... If you want to search somebody to recall their handle, it doesn't make them show up first on your search. It's weird. Hello Covello on X if you want to follow him there. You can follow me at Freedom Act Radio, where you can see the Chat GPT and Grok predictions for what the speech would be, as well as what the interruptions and Trump's response to those interruptions and off-the-cuff remarks might be. I'm going to go back and look at them myself because I didn't read them before I posted them. I'm interested to see how close they were. You can also, if you want to support the show in any way, the link tree in my bio on X gives you all the ways to either subscribe to premium content for subscriber-only content to help support the show, or to donate via PayPal or recurring donation that way. And you can also share the show with your friends and leave a 5-star review on any podcasting app you listen on, and a comment that warms my heart, and subscribe to the show on your podcasting app, and follow me on YouTube /Brad Binkley, Rumble /The Prop Report, Instagram Propaganda Report. That's all the stuff where you find all the stuff. Propreport.locals, all in the link tree. Thank you guys again. It was very interesting, and interested to hear y'all's thoughts on it after everybody's had some time to stew on it. We'll talk to you guys next time. Y'all have a fantastic rest of y'all's day.